Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today as we continue our videos on the Pythagorean triangle where you put your date of birth in the two intertwining triangles, and from that we have discovered that sometimes three numbers are in a row and they make what is called a plane of expression, and that is what we are interpreting here today. The plane of expression is going to be number 1, 4, and 7, and it is called the line of dexterity. So let's get started, and this is where it all happens on the Pythagorean triangle. 1, 4, and 7 form this number. Let's go ahead and look at the interpretations that I have for you that you may want to take a screenshot of as we discuss this. Number 1, 4, and 7, yes, is known as the line of dexterity, and it is the line of numbers going horizontally across the bottom of the Pythagorean triangle. It also relates to dexterity of the body and stored memory. It being on the bottom is the physical plane. Now, you may recall, again, if you've been following, that each of the three areas of the Pythagorean triangle has a plateau, let's say, or an area of the physical body. We have the head here, we have the internal stomach, heart, feelings, emotion, and then on the bottom we can really say the lower part of the body is called the physical. So that is why it is on the physical plane, and it has to do with dexterity of the body and the fluctuation of that. And I use the word store memory because that is also the doorway to the subconscious. It's where we store memories. It's where we have shadow work to do. And I wanted to present that here in this particular part of the triangle. All right, let's continue. Those who possess this line have a strong and healthy body. They enjoy being physically active and working with their hands. They may tend to be collector of things that they find pleasure in or contribute to their line of work. Now, let me say a few little words here. They usually are craftsmen at what they do, whether that is painting, construction, poetry, dance. However they are explaining and expressing themselves, they're going to need tools, supplies. So they usually tend to buy a great amount of what they need for their craft, for their work of art. And also, security is also something that they need and apply a great amount of, I should have put here, effort to achieve. So they're very security oriented. Now, here's a caution. It's needed in areas that overextend them with multiple projects which mentally were not thought through before embarking on. So there is a little bit of a yellow flag here, not to put too many irons in the fire. You're not going to finish everything you start, and it may become stressful. Let's break down those numbers. We are blending 1, the individuality. 4, foundation. You can see here that I put a square, and I also put the equilateral cross, the 4 crosses. And that is a very strong foundation, as well as also the builder's cross is a square. And we can even go into different dimensions, as I did here in my photo, which is also going to represent the 7 and the different cycles of time and evolution that we go through, which of course is related to the number 7 here. Okay, so depending on how many of these 3 numbers, 1, 4, and 7, are in your line of dexterity, also determines the degree of use and expression of the qualities that we are talking about here today. Now, if you have a number 1, that has to do with personal identity. You do have a number 1, and it has to do with personal identity and relates to the ego. It is also the first number on the plane of thought. Okay, this is our plane of thought. Of course, this is the first number on the line of dexterity for the plane of thought. And if it is filled, if that plane of thought is filled along with the line of dexterity, refines the ability to think things through before acting, which would negate a little of the caution that we spoke of earlier. With the number 4, we have all the building blocks of nature, instinct, and practicality. These individuals are resourceful and tend to care about the land, about nature, and its inhabitants and the resources of the earth. Caution is needed if there is 3 or more 1s and double 4s. These individuals may lean towards being materialistic and or overindulgence of anything tangible. Lastly, number 7 being dual and having different characteristics. On this plane reflects more on the body's makeup and cycles. It has to do with time, is another aspect of number 7 we must consider. Our bodies change every 7 years. We have 7 chakras in the body. There's a lot to do with the physicality of the number 7, and this is how it is used for the line of dexterity. Now, timing is also having good timing, the seasons. Okay, one's ability to do things in timely manner, the seasons and how we change through age and how we grow. People and things come and go, and how dexterous we are with the things we cannot control, and how flexible we are in allowing nature to take its course. And finally, how willing we are to let go of what is letting go of us. It is a very physical number. It doesn't always appreciate change or the nature of change, of being born, aging, transforming, and dying. So that is why that information was given to you. The number 7 on this line is the teacher, asking you to work harmoniously with both the earth plane, because you live and you learn on it, and the body that your higher self resides in. Weaknesses. With multiple 1s and 4s, they can become trapped in the world of materialism. Also, if there is a life path number 1, 4, and 8, this also adds to that materialistic nature tendency. There are also strong indications that the individual needs to be self-employed or works for a company without strict laws and oversights. Meaning, if you can be self-employed with this line of dexterity, you will be happier. But if you're not, then working for someone or a company, an organization where you're giving a lot of rope, liberties to do it your way, and having no one looking over your shoulder, that would also be quite an asset for you. The qualities of these numbers above indicate aspects of control, determination, stubbornness, and egoic tendencies. Now that is when there is multiple ones, fours, and if the individual has the life path numbers 1, 4, and 8, where this is. Now I did put double red asterisks here because it's an area that isn't going to resonate with everyone, but it's still pertinent, and it has a lot to do again with the complete chart of your Pythagorean triangle, all those numbers in the triangle with 3 or more 7s. Now 7 is vibrating here and corresponds to the planet Saturn. The individual is here to work with and through karma. So that is why I put the red asterisk. Not everyone believes in reincarnation and karmic lessons, so that is my consideration to those. Life may be a series of ups and downs. Born in family with restrictive views and belief systems. Those are all very possible with 3 or more 7s. Some may be born with handicaps or the body needs special attention. Some experience difficulties understanding their sexuality, and this may become an area of anxiety and fear. So this is a very delicate area. I understand. If you have any questions or comments about this area, please feel free to do so. And there is some balance here. Expressing what you fear verbally to those you can. Those who have this line of dexterity tend to not express themselves verbally. They do it beautifully in the written word, through dance, through their expressions, but they find it very difficult to express their feelings, their fears in the spoken word. Also, other ways to balance: express yourself creatively through poetry, art, music, and dance. Work with the athletic abilities that you have. All right, friends, thanks for listening and joining me today. We'll talk again soon. Bye for now.